Hello, and welcome to another Unusual Facts video. We're going to now visit the Vatican Museum and the Pantheon, so hang on to your seats. We start with 5 unusual facts from the Vatican Museum. The first is Egyptian and Etruscan artifacts. The Vatican Museums include entire sections dedicated to Egyptian and Etruscan artifacts, so you can encounter mummy coffins, hieroglyphic-covered sarcophagi, and Etruscan bronzes within the heart of the papal collections. Number 4, the Gallery of Maps is the world's largest pictorial geographical study. And number 3, there's 70,000 works. The entire collection of the Vatican Museums includes 70,000 works of arts, but only around 20,000 are on display at any given time. The rest remain in storage or conservation. And number 2, there are 54 museums that comprise the Vatican Museums. They're all linked together in a single visiting route that culminates at the Sistine Chapel. 9 miles. If you walked all of the galleries end to end, you would cover about 9 miles of corridors, enough to wrap around the Vatican walls about 4.5 times. The Vatican Museums are public museums of the Vatican City. Pope Julius II established the museums in the early 16th century. The museums enjoy 640 people who work in 40 different administrative, scholarly, and restoration departments. Vatican museums are visited by 6.8 million people annually, and they rank second in the list of the most visited art museums and museums in the world after the Louvre. They display 20,000 out of the 70,000 works from the collection amassed by the Catholic Church and the papacy throughout the centuries. They include many of the best-known Roman sculptures and important masterpieces of the Renaissance art in the world. The Gallery of Maps is the world's largest pictorial geographical study, a single 120-meter corridor whose walls are covered with huge frescoed maps of every region of Italy. The Sistine Chapel, ceiling, altar wall, and stanza de Raffaello were all painted by Michelangelo in the Vatican Museums, and they're considered among the most canonical and distinctive works of Western European art. The 4 Raphael rooms are famous for their frescoes painted by Raphael in his workshop. The sequence of rooms are the Sala de Constantino, the Hall of Constantine, the Stanza de Elidoro, the room of Helidorus, the Stanza de Signatura, the room of the Signatura, the Stanza della Incello de Borgio, the room of the fire in the Borgio. The Stanza de Raffaello were originally intended as a suite of apartments for Pope Julius II, who Raphael and his studio in 1508 redecorated the existing interiors of the rooms. In total, the 24 galleries end with the Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel ceiling frescoes, and together these sequences mark the High Renaissance in Rome. Next, we head to 5 unusual facts in history of the Pantheon. Number 5, the Pantheon doubles as a royal and artistic mausoleum. Several famous figures are buried inside, including the painter Raphael and Italian kings Vittorio Emanuele II and Umberto I, so it functions as both a church and national shrine. Number 4, it was a giant sundial. The shifting circle of light from the oculus likely worked as an enormous interior sundial, with the beam's positioning helping Romans track the hours and possibly important dates in their ritual calendar. Number 3, the dome gets lighter as it rises. The concrete mix changes with height. Heavier materials at the base and lighter aggregates like pumice towards the top reduce weight and stress, letting the huge dome stand without internal supports. Number 2, a perfect sphere. The interior height from the floor to oculus and the internal diameter are the same, about 43 meters or 142 feet across. So the space could contain a perfect sphere touching the floor, walls, and oculus. Number 1, the dome has a world record. The Pantheon's concrete dome, built around 125 CE, is still the largest unreinforced concrete dome on Earth, almost 2,000 years later. The history of the Pantheon. The Pantheon is an ancient Roman temple. It is the most famous and architecturally most influential rotunda. While the name Pantheon suggests a temple dedicated to all the gods, historians suggest that instead it was a temple for several gods. The Pantheon was built on the site of an earlier temple, originally commissioned by Marcus Vespasius Agrippa during the reign of Augustus. After the original burnt down, the present building was ordered by Emperor Hadrian and dedicated in AD 126. Its date of construction is uncertain because Hadrian chose to reinscribe the new temple with Agrippa's original date, inscription from the older temple. It is one of the best preserved ancient Roman buildings because it has been in continuous use through its history. Since 609, it has served as a Catholic church called the Basilica of St. Mary and Martyrs, known as the Santa Maria Rotunda. The Pantheon is now state property managed by Italy's Ministry of Cultural Heritage and Activities and Tourism through Polo Museo del Lazio. In 2013, it was visited by 6 million people, and in 2025, 7.4 million visitors. Almost 2,000 years after it was built, the Pantheon's dome is still the world's largest unreinforced concrete dome. The height and oculus and the diameter of the interior circle are the same at 43 meters or 142 feet. The inscription reads, Marcus Agrippus Lucius Filis Consul Tertium Fecit, or Marcus Agrippa, son of Lucius, made this building when consul for the third time. The building is round in plan, except for the portico with large granite Corinthian columns, 8 in the first rank and 2 groups of 4 behind, under a pediment. A rectangular vestibule links the porch to the rotunda, which is under a coffered concrete dome with a central opening or oculus to the sky. The square in front of the Pantheon is called the Piazza della Rotunda. The Pantheon's circular domed cella with temple portico front was unique in Roman architecture. It became a standard exemplar when classical styles were revived, and has been copied by later architects. The floor plan of the portico originally rose 7 steps. The pediment was decorated with relief sculpture of gilded bronze. The rotunda weighed 4,535 tons, and the downward thrust of the dome is carried by 8 barrel vaults. The thickness of the dome varies from 6.4 meters or 21 feet at the base of the dome to 1.2 meters or 3.9 feet at the oculus. The dome materials also vary. At the base, the aggregate is travertine and then terracotta tiles. Towards the top, the tough limestone and pumice are both porous, light stones. At the very top, the dome, where it would be at its weakest and vulnerable to collapse, the oculus lightens the load. The Pantheon has been influential in Western architecture. For example, Brunelleschi's 42-meter or 138 feet dome of Santa Maria del Fiore in Florence, completed in 1436, was influenced by the Pantheon. The Santa Maria Assunta of 1664 and Aresia by Gian Bernini was inspired from the Pantheon. The 1774 Belle Isle house in England was also motivated by the Pantheon. So thank you for watching this video on the 5 unusual facts and history of the Vatican Museums and 5 unusual facts and history of the Pantheon. I hope you enjoyed this video. Check out my other 2 Rome videos, unusual facts videos, and I hope you enjoyed these videos, these travel videos that I make. Be sure to subscribe and have a great day.